Hello, everyone. I'm a minute late. Hello, Matthew 37225.
Welcome. You are the first one to the stream. But thank you all for being here. I'm sure we're gonna get some more people in later. But yeah, let's get right into this. Today is the final show on the tour. We have had 5 shows so far, and now we are in the 6th. The top 3 drivers are actually 4 drivers and are separated by 2 points. It is going to be a very close race to the finale. We have 12 drivers, only 3 of whom cannot mathematically win it. So this is still anyone's game. Let's find out what will happen. Starting us off by random drawing, Fernando Martinez El Toro Loco. He is still in the points chase, currently with 3 points on the series. 2 of them came from racing, and 1 of them came from a 2-wheel skills competition. 2-wheel skills competition win was in Philadelphia. The racing win was the very first show in Salt Lake City. We are in Anaheim on this lovely Stadium Series blue track. Alright, and not a bad time, not really a good time. Crossing the line with a 29.90. 29.90. You can ask me a question. Let me see. Oh my lord, so many people here. Alright, well, thank you all for being here. Alright, 29.90. Gotta put that in my thingamabobber. Now we gotta spin the wheel. Congrats on the new camper, Coleman. Let's see how long that'll last for. Alright. Getting our next driver set up and at the track. I've looked at 2 separate tracks currently. I'm so famous, guys. I have a whole 422 subscribers, not to brag or anything. But yeah, anyways, let's get right into this. Next up, we have Tony Oaks in JCB Digatron. He currently has 1 point from the obstacle course challenge in Tampa, Florida. Let's see what he can do here. He has been very good in obstacle course all season long. I don't think he's been in a single skills competition. But after that first turn, he might be in one right here. Last weekend, we had a very muddy track, and Tony Oaks almost going over. Tony Oaks definitely is going to be in the skills competition. The only way Tony can win this tour is if he wins obstacle course, racing, and freestyle. That is the only way he can win the tour, possibly. Alright, 37.81. Tony is officially out of contention for the points win, but he can get second place if he win. No, he can't, actually. So, Tony, yeah, I don't know. Let's just see what he can do for the rest of the show. 37.81, though. That is your time for Tony Oaks. Alright. Let me check in on y'all in chat. Alright. How are y'all doing? If you could make a new monster breed, what would it be? I want a German Shepherd because I have a German Shepherd. My favorite monster truck, I like Overboard a lot. I don't know if that's my favorite, but Overboard's definitely up there. Any other questions? Samantha, you are not getting paid by people. Yet. Alright, next up we have Jim Kohler, an Avenger. Let's see what he can do. Jim got his first point at obstacle course in Atlanta, And he can now win this tour if he wins obstacle course here, racing, and freestyle. No longer rocking 0 points. Just took until the final show. Ooh! Almost going over right there. And a 30.69. Jim, not known for his racing. And that will put him in second place. 30.69. Oh my lord, that was loud. Let me check in on y'all again. Your Gucci gang. I didn't go to Lexington this year because I went to... Basically, the only reason I went to Lexington in 2025 was because Nashville didn't have a stadium show. So that's the only reason. Samantha, you could so easily get canceled. I have seen Total... I watched Total Drama when I was a kid, but I haven't watched them like recently or anything. So no, I have not watched Canadian cartoons recently. Next up, we have Chris Kohler and Mayhem. Let's see what he can do. Chris Kohler has an obstacle course challenge win in Philadelphia. Also won racing there, and then has a freestyle win from... No, he might have won freestyle in Philadelphia. I don't remember. No, he won racing in Philadelphia. He won freestyle... Arlington, maybe? I don't know. He has one freestyle win. I know that much. So far, already doing much better than his dad. Drifting. He is currently second on the tour with 5 points. 29.94! Chris Kohler barrel rolling on to all 4 tires. And by 4 milliseconds, he will be sliding in to second place. I honestly thought Fernando's time was going to be a little bit slower, but it turns out it's working very well for him. You guys are all gonna find me at World Finals. Alright, next up we have your current tour leader, Zach Garner in Wildside, won obstacle course at shows 1 and 2, then won racing at show 3, won freestyle at Philadelphia, so show 4. Let's see what he can do now. Been holding on to the lead since Philadelphia. Actually, maybe even before then, but... The lead has flip-flopped around quite a few times on this tour. Zach Garner, time to beat 29.90. Fernando Martinez did take these turns a little bit smoother. Didn't really drift this much. And 31.00. Zach Garner will be slower than Jim Kohler even. Hitting the dumpsters. A 31.00, not the best time for Zach Garner. We might be seeing him in the skills challenge for the first time. Why'd I just have like 2 tabs open up randomly? Anyways, looking back. Alright, y'all aren't yapping yet. So 31.00. Alright. My favorite era, yeah, probably 2014, 2015, really. Oh, wait, who was it? Oh, yeah, that's who it was. Alright. Alright. Also, if this tour does have a tie, at the end of it, what will happen is we will have, best trick competition to see who wins. Anyways, Brianna Mahan and Whiplash. Let's see what he can do. Or she can do. Oh my lord. Brianna currently with 0 points on the tour. She's done very well, though, throughout the tour. Just not really well enough to get any points. Gonna try and change that obstacle course right here. Honestly, she is cooking. 30.37. Oh my lord, barrel rolling. Cartwheeling, actually, not barrel rolling. Insane ending, but a 30.37 that will put her in third place. 30.37 for Brianna Mahan and Whiplash. Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco, Stars and Stripes still holding on to the lead. All right. Imagine having no AC. It's not my fault. It is very cool in my house, though, I agree. All right, next up, we have Michaela Tolochka in Megalodon. Let's see what she can do. Alright, Michaela taking these turns very tight. Not really going too fast. Coming around the final corner, 31.25. That will put her in second to last place. Likely going to see her in the skills challenge. She does have 0 points on the tour currently, so not really going to be too huge of a loss for her. Of course, though, always chasing those points. Oh my lord, I cannot speak. Let me see what y'all are saying in chat. Anything interesting going on? Samantha does do that. It's 97 outside. I don't know how. No, she did. She did get robbed in skills. All right, goodbye, Matthew. It was nice having you here. Next up, we have Michaela's brother, Brandon. Not Bryce. Bryce has been getting a lot of recognition lately, but Brandon currently with 3 points on the tour, all from the skills challenge. He needs to win one of the major competitions tonight if he wants to get the tour. He needs to win at least one, at least. If he wins 2, then he'll take the tour lead. A 30.52. Oh my gosh, going over. And he's not going to save it. 30.52, though. That is the score for Brandon Tolochka in Living on the Edge. So far, the leader is still Fernando Martinez. Was leading from the very start, and now he still is. So, all right. Now, Brandon did not have a bad time, I will say. You got sushi? W. Sorry, I just saw that. W getting sushi. Samantha loves... She doesn't like cooked salmon. She likes raw salmon. Which is interesting. Anyways, next up we have Bryce Kenny. Currently in third place, tied with Jamie Sullivan. He has 4 points. He won freestyle at show 1 and show 3. Bryce has done very well in obstacle course and racing competitions on this tour. Just not any wins to show for it. A 30.49! What was that? Barrel rolling across the track. We've had tons of drivers do that today. All right, 30.49. 3 drivers remain. Oh, wait. Done. All right, let me check in chat. What are y'all saying? Currently Fernando Martinez is leading. All right. Next up, we have Jamie Garner in Overboard. Let's see what Jamie can do. Jamie, currently 0 points on the tour, still looking for his first. Done fairly well in obstacle course and racing as a whole. Going very smoothly around that first turn. I think what we learned from Fernando Martinez, he was the first driver out and still is in the lead. You can't go too fast. That's what I'd say we learned from him. Let's see how Jamie applies that, though. All right, a little bit of lag, 30.45, and another driver barrel rolling. Huh? All right, 30.45, though. Let's put that in. All right. Now, next up, we have... what competition is... Next up, we have Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. He won the Skills Challenge at last show. I'm trying to think. Who... He won a... either racing or... Well, he might have just won two. I don't know. He's won either one or two other competitions, and I don't remember which. But let's see. The new white overboard I did, it honestly looked pretty cool, so yeah. Alright, y'all are able to see the... Alright, but let's see what Adam can do. Current time to beat 29.90. He is looking to get the obstacle course win. Alright, Adam is doing very well, actually. And a new leader! It took till the second to last driver coming out. A 29.60. That is your time to beat. We only have one driver remaining, though. And that is Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Currently with 4 points on the tour. Coming from 2 freestyle competitions. Last weekend in Atlanta, as well as Arlington. Alright, now... So let's see what you can do. Can she beat a time of a 29.60? Alright, she had to get restaged right there. If I'm her, I think she's better at skills, so I would honestly just, like, feel out the track, but I wouldn't really be trying to go for the win if I'm her. But you know what? More points is always good. Because if she wins skills and then freestyle, she will win the tour. Well, depending on who wins obstacle course and racing, of course. Alright, a 30.89. That is your time for Jamie Sullivan. With the save at the end. But that does mean your obstacle course winner getting his 4th point on the series, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Alright, 30.89. Had to go back and listen to what I said because I, for some reason, immediately deleted it. But Adam Anderson getting his 4th point on the tour. No, Mayhem went. Mayhem went. Alright. Alright. Mayhem got 3rd. Alright, alright. Next fastest time was at 30 point. 30.37. So Brianna Mahan in the racing competition next fast time was 30.45. So Jamie Garner will be in the racing competition, and then next fast time was Bryce Kenny. So he will be in the racing competition. Ooh, this is gonna be a really good this will be a really good skills challenge actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, now I'll say I'm thinking about 2 World Finals tracks. Both of them are on the East Coast. That's what I'll say. Well, they're not on like the coast, but they're on the east side of the U.S. That's what I'm saying. Nothing more. All right, but everyone, we are moving into the skills challenge. So please get out your phones for judgeszone.com. Not really. But I have my calculator out. So let's see what happens. Each driver will get 2 attempts at their best maneuvers on 2 wheels. Hello, Sparkle Smash Dom. Let's see what can happen. Oh, wait. Actually, you know what, Larkins? Great point. I have 3. There is a Nashville track that is not the one that was used in the World Finals. I'll see you. Dom, we, just finished Obstacle Course and Adam Anderson won. Nashville will be one of the 3 that I'm considering, but there are 2 that I forgot about. There's a specific Nashville track that I actually really like. For World Finals. It's not like an actual World Final. Like the actual one for 2023. Alright, JCB Digatron. Tony Oaks walking it all the way across. Tony Oaks' first skills challenge of the tour, I do believe. He's been lightning fast. But there are 2 that are not Nashville that I have been mainly considering. Alright. Tony Oaks. Trying to get his 2nd point on the tour. Seamless combination. Literally, I think he could do that in his sleep. Alright, get those scores locked in. Score to beat. Currently, there is no score to beat because it's the first one. Alright, get your scores locked in. Let me think who's... Alright, that's who's next. Alright. What is my score? What is my score? Alright. I'll say they're on the eastern side and they're in the south. That's what I'll say. They border each other as well. Alright, 8.5 from Dom. Let me get him. I need water, actually. 7.997. I'm going to see if we get any more scores in. I'm not saying anymore. I'm not saying anymore. I will say I will have it figured out by the time of... I'll have where the World Finals is figured out by the time of the full season start. Alright. Y'all are so locked in on this, y'all forgot to score. Anyways, your score for Tony Oaks in JCB Digatron is an 8.124. 8.124. You went to go do something. What'd you go and do then? No, I'm joking. 8.124. Also, hello back, Samantha. My beautiful girlfriend. Alright, next up we have Michaela Tolochka in Megalodon. Let's see what she can do. Looking for her first point on the tour. No, you're good, Larkins. No worries. No worries about not scoring. I was just saying. Alright, Michaela Tolochka still looking for her first point on the tour. Her brother has gotten 3 from this exact competition, so she is still looking for her first. She will be on a tour next season, I will say that much. She'll be on an arena series. Walking it all the way back. Michaela Tolochka is ready to get a point. Walking Megalodon all the way to the dumpsters. Oh my lord. Alright, awesome job. She's searching for another move. And I think we're gonna see a move off the step up. Alright. Oh! Gave it a little bit too much gas on the reverse. Very good first move, but that second move just wasn't exactly what you want to see. Hello, Monster Fan 2012. How are you doing? Alright, very annoying. I know she's a little bit upset. Hello, Hyper. That's not very nice. Alright, but get your scores locked in 7.4. We're getting a lot of 7.4, 7.6, 7.7. One, two, three. Alright. That is not right. I did something wrong. Your scores a 7.638 for Michaela Tolochka Megalodon. 7.638. That does mean she will not be getting the win. Next up. Alright, that's who's next up. Did not get them loaded in for some reason. Alright. No, don't worry, Hyper. It's a good. I do not care about that joke. Your internet is being weird all of a sudden. Alright, everyone. Let's see what Zach Garner can do. Currently leading the tour. He currently has 6 points on the series. Most of them coming from racing competitions. This is actually his first time in the skills challenge. Very interested to see what he'll do. Actually, no, he was in a skills challenge in Philadelphia. I remember that. Oh! Luckily able to salvage that move. And able to salvage it again. Not really having his usual luck right here. Trying to win this tour. All you have to do is place top 2 to get a World Finals bid, though, so yeah. That is his first move, though. Alright, lining up with the backflip ramp. Alright. Zach Garner walking it. He has been in the Two-Wheel Skills Championship once before. All the way back in 2024. Don't know why I said all the way back. Walking it incredibly far. Shutting it off. He wasn't even resting it on the front of the truck. He was just shutting it off while it was sitting there. Oh, gonna try for a slap. Not really gonna get it. All right. Now, get your scores locked in for Zach Garner and Wildside. Let me see what's happening. I might be taking. All right, I will say Birmingham is one of the two. I'll come out and say Birmingham is one of the two cities that I'm thinking of. The other one is Atlanta. That's what I'm saying. Atlanta and Birmingham are the two cities that I'm thinking of. I'm not saying there is one that I'm leaning towards, I will say. I'm not going to say which one, but yeah. All right. Anyways, let me check. 9.2. 9.2. 9.0. 9.0. That's pretty funny. All right. Unless we get any more scores in, I don't know if we will. Your score for Zach Garner in Wildside is a 9.000. Literally a 9 flat. I literally put it in the calculator and it got 9. Like, just exactly. So let me put that in, but new leader. I thought yours was Sparkle. I thought your favorite was Sparkle Smash, Samantha. ... I'm not, like, trying to... Alright, that sounds rude. That was genuinely just me being like, I thought that. My bad. I'm not good at wording stuff. Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, wait. I don't know if I got... I think I did. Alright, Sparkle Smash second, Megalodon first. Noted. Alright, next up we have Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash, speaking of the devil. Now, who's your favorite driver, though, Samantha? Think about that. We need to know... I don't even know her favorite driver. Oh my lord, Jamie Sullivan walking it... Slapping it down... Huh? She got, like, a weird form of a slap moonwalk. Alright. Samantha doesn't know the drivers, so I'm just... It's literally just gonna be like a test of the few that she does know. Alright. No, she can still win the tour if she does. Oh, that's Brianna Mahan. That's Brianna Mahan, Samantha. You know what? Same favorite driver. Alright, Jamie Sullivan. Very good first move. A slap! Ooh! Oh! Alright. Alright, Hyper. Alright, get the scores locked in. Alright. Score to beat 9 flat. Who's the next driver? Alright. Wait a second, is Living on the Edge in racing? No, alright. Alright, wait. I got mixed up. Alright, no. I was like, no, he's in skills. Hooman, face reveal at 1K subscribers. I've said this since, like, before any of y'all watched my channel. Anyways, what do I think about that run? plus 8 point. All right, your score is an 8.717 for Jamie Sullivan. 8.717. If she wants to win the tour, it'll come down to freestyle because all she needs to do is win freestyle, and then it'll trigger a best trick competition if Zach Garner is still at 6 points and no one else has overtaken. So I mean, it'll trigger a best trick competition between her and Zach Garner. So, let's see what happens. Next up, though, Jim Kohler. Samantha, of course you think that. All right, let's see what Jim Kohler can do. Whoa. I mean, not complaining, but whoa. All right, let's see. Jim Kohler. What in the world was that? Huge sky wheelie. All right, get those scores locked in for Jim Kohler in Avenger. All right, get those scores locked in. Jim Kohler with a very good first move. Score to be a 9 flat laid down by Zach Garner. All right, Hyper, hear me out. That's what I think, but according to Samantha, I'm not. So, you I don't know. You probably aren't. If I'm not, then you're not. That's what I'm saying. 8.2, 8.7. A 2973.982. All right, no. Fine, I'll allow it. Samantha, all right, whatever. All right, 7.9. We change it to that. I'm just gonna put in a 10 for you. Hello, NMC Gaming. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is gonna be really close. Your score is an 8.725. An 8.725. That is the score for Jim Kohler. A very good score, his best score yet, but will not take the lead, which means your winner will either be Living on the Edge in Brandon Talachka or Zach Garner in Wildside. Ashton's like, oh my gosh, the king is coming out for two-wheel skills. No one can deny his greatness. He is a two-wheel skills champion. Granted, that's in the zombie truck. But you know what? Living on the Edge, he'll still be doing really well. He is climbing up to the cars. Alright, a first move. First move down. Walked it up and past the car stack. Alright. Since it's the final show, we will be letting him reattempt that. We will be letting him reattempt that. It just has to be the exact same move. Oh, a little bit too much gas. Oh, a little bit too much gas. And that will not do it, it looks like. Get your scores locked in, but I think Zach Garner just got his 7th point on the tour. Alright, we're going to be getting our drivers staged for racing regardless, though. Alright. If Zach Garner wins, then that means Jamie Sullivan and Bryce Kenny... No, not Bryce Kenny. Jamie Sullivan will be out of contention for the tour. 7.4, 7.4, 7.9, 7.4, 7.0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 scores. Your score is a 6.960. 6.960. That does mean Zach Garner in Wildside picks up his 7th point on the tour, meaning the only drivers now... it's actually going to be very difficult to tell which drivers can. Before we go into freestyle, I will tell you which drivers are still in contention. But currently, that did narrow it down between a lot of drivers, I will say. 1, 1, 2. 2. 2. 1, 1. Wait. Jamie Garner and Brianna Mahan, first round. Second round, Mayhem and Monster Mutt. Then... All right. We got the racing bracket set up. Now, everyone, we move into our racing competition. I'm not locked in. We move on to our racing competition. You good, Hyper? Anyways. Basically, our drivers will be going in one lane or the other. Now, Jamie Sullivan can still get a World Finals bid. If she wins freestyle, then she'll trigger a best trick competition between her and... Actually, no one currently. It depends on who wins racing, though. Alright, but let's see what Brianna Mahan can do. Brianna Mahan versus Jamie Garner. This is your first round race. 2 drivers, not necessarily the best racers, but they can throw down. Jamie Garner 2020 got a racing win in this building. And 2023, actually. Brianna Mahan going to get a 5-second penalty, though, off of that very first jump. Her time will be a 23.65. 23.69. Oh, 23.65. Why'd I write that down? Overboard up next. 23.65 for Brianna Mahan in Whiplash. Brianna Mahan, no, not Brianna. Jamie is a really good driver. I will say, regardless of what you think about Sparkle Smash the Truck, Jamie is a really good driver. Alright, now let's see what Jamie Garner, different Jamie, can do in Overboard. 23.65 is the time he has to get to win. Granted, I'm going to be driving as if I don't know that, because I feel like that's a bit unfair. If this was real racing, you wouldn't know that. And a 18.77 that would not have won, but Brianna Mahan did get a penalty, which means Brianna Mahan will be out until freestyle. All right, that means he will move on to face Adam Anderson and Gravedigger at next round. And now we have our next race. We checking on y'all in chat. No one's really. Joe for Sparkle Smash 2027. All right. Next up, we have Bryce Kenny in Monster Mutt. Excited to see what Bryce can do. Bryce looking for the tour win. If he wins racing and freestyle, he can get it done. And he is one of the few drivers who actually can. And by that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. All right, an awesome run of an 18.92. Wait, no, I timed that wrong, y'all. I think I timed that wrong. We're gonna... Samantha, I will. I almost said your middle name. And then your last name. Alright, sorry. Having to retime Bryce's run. We will get Mayhem out to the track, though, in the meantime. Are you kidding me? I messed up timing his run again. Alright. Restart. Are you kidding me? Yo, I keep messing up. Alright, we will be retiming his run. Alright. I now have the timer going. Alright, coming across the first turn. Going over the halfway point at about later 10 seconds. Alright, in 18.65, the exact same time Brianna Mahan got, actually. But now we are moving up into the rate. Now we are moving back. I don't know what to do or what to say. But we are getting back into the action. Chris Kohler and Mayhem lining up. Chris is in second on the tour, looking for the win. Let's see if he can do it. Ooh! Tried to cut that first corner, my lord. We have seen some drivers like Brianna Mahan and Jamie Garner, both of them actually, successfully cut those corners. Chris thought he could do it, wasn't able to, which means it'll come down to freestyle. He'll have to win freestyle and then a best trick competition if he wants to win this tour. That is going to be very difficult. 28.54, that is your time for Chris Kohler with a penalty because he did not get both those tires over on that one race lane. So Bryce Kenny will be moving up. So our second round of racing will be Adam Anderson versus Jamie Garner, and then we will see Bryce Kenny versus Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes. So, let's just get this started. All right, next up, we have Adam Anderson. Let's see what he can do. Well, why did it say Kristen Anderson? That's not the right. Have I been using Gravedigger 43 so far? I'm trying to use 42. Yeah, I think I might have been using Gravedigger 43 in Obstacle Course. Alright, this, I could tell just because at the top it said Kristen instead of Adam Anderson. Anyways, let's get back to it. Oh, messing up in the first turn. Had that rear steer going for too long. That will put him on the lid right in front of the blue racing lane. Curious to see how Jamie Garner will have to overcome that. But it looks like Jamie Garner will be getting into his first racing finals. Very bad luck. A lot of drivers are trying to finesse the track. And to be quite frank, none of them have really done it well. Bryce Kenny and Jamie Garner are really the only two who have done not terribly on this track. Alright. Now, Jamie Garner, I will be driving as if he doesn't know he needs to cross the finish line, because that would be a bit unfair. Like in real Monster Jam, they don't know that. Alright, Adam Anderson is right there lying down, so we're just gonna drive by, and that will get him the win. I will be right back. Alrighty. I'm back. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. Who's next? Mutt and... Alright. So, Jamie Garner moving on to the racing finals, looking to get his first points of the series. Adam Anderson knocked out. Don't leave your children. Oh, you... Alright, I was very confused for a second. Alright. Bryce Kenny, Monster Mutt. Let's see what he can do. Oh! Messing up on that final turn. Still not getting a terrible time. 19.12. Now, Fernando can win the tour if he wins racing and freestyle and then the best trick competition, which it's looking inevitable that there's going to be a best trick competition for the world finals spot for second place or for the tour win. So, interesting to see how that'll shake up. But Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco, Stars and Stripes, let's see what he can do. Also, the two drivers who get the World Finals bids will not be on the full season next year. They will just be at the World Finals. So yeah, just as a warning, I guess. Alright, Fernando Martinez was leading the obstacle course challenge almost the entire competition. And an 18.74, showing why right here. And a save. Alright, everyone. Well, now we are into your final round, where we will have Jamie Garner in Overboard USA versus Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes. You know what? We'll get them out both together. It's the final competition. Let's have some fun. Or it's final racing competition, I suppose. Let me see what's happening in chat. Ooh. Ashton, I will say that I decided to change it up. I changed what the encore is. For the record. So, you don't even know what it is. I decided to do something that I think would be a little bit funnier, just because it's the final show, so you know what? Let's be silly. Alright, but let's see what happens. It's our racing finals. Let's see who can get the win. Jamie Garner looking for his first 2 points. Meanwhile, Fernando Martinez looking to stay in the race to win the tour. And Overboard is over. That is, ooh, not a good first turn. We'll see what Fernando Martinez can do. Fernando Martinez will still be driving as if he's trying to win because, again, he doesn't know that Jamie Garner is over in real life. Going around the fallen over overboard and taking the win, which means Fernando Martinez is still in the chase for the Tour win. If he wins freestyle, then he will be able to get it. Well, then he'll have to go through the best trick competition. If he wins freestyle, he's guaranteed to get a world final spot, though. All right, though. Very good job. Congrats to Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes. All right. Now, everyone, we are about to go to freestyle. El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes. Have to add that up. Before we get there, though, let me tell you which drivers are viable to win the Tour. Currently, only 3 drivers are able to win the Tour. Zach Garner and Wildside can win the Tour. Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes can win the Tour. And Chris Kohler and Mayhem can win the Tour. No matter what, though, we will be seeing a best trick competition. Either for first place or for second place. We might even be seeing a 3-person one, depending on who gets the freestyle win. But everyone, now we are going to be setting up the car stacks and Coleman's camper. So yeah, get a drink or something, I don't know. Do whatever you want, yap and chat. I'll still be here, of course. But yeah. Whoa, why did it show up as the brown one? I specifically made it the blue one. You know what, guys, though? Because I'm feeling generous, I'll give you guys 2 campers, alright? Decide who goes in camper 1, decide who goes in camper 2. I'll let you guys talk about that for now. That can be what you guys yap about in chat. I'll put them near each other so y'all are still neighbors, though. Y'all don't need to ask what camper you're going in. Just tell me which camper you want to go in. I'll look at who's in which camper once I got the car stacks and the camper set up. The campers set up. Oh, I'm going to do... Alright, both the campers are going to be in, like... One of the camper... I'm really tempted to just have one of the campers in, like, a spot that, like, everyone's going to hit it, but the other one just, like, no. Like, somewhere just... It's never going to be touched. That'll be really funny. Whoa! Alright. Alright, 2 people in each camper. So Coleman, so Samantha and Hyper in camper 2, and then Ashton and Coleman in camper 1. Alright. I'll be in both campers simultaneously. I'm everywhere at once. Alright. Gotta get the campers set up. Alright, still getting them set up. This one's definitely going here. Let me think about where I should put the other one. Alright. Camper 1 will be right on top of the 8-pack. So if any driver attempts an 8-pack and they go forward any bit, y'all are cooked. And then we'll put the other camper right here. The other camper will be... I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all. All right. And now I need to spawn in our first driver coming out. Luckily, I remember who it is. Everyone, let's get excited, though. It is the final freestyle competition of the tour. I hope y'all are just as excited as I am to crash into Coleman's camper. All right. Everyone, let's welcome to the track. Your first freestyler. Oh, wait, I need to get to the UI app. First freestyler will be Jim Kohler, though. What in the world? That's when I get the timer. Where's the timer? What did they do? Huh? What did they do in the new update? Oh, there it is. All right. I don't modern. Ooh, I much prefer that. All right, everyone. Well, let's get right into it. This is camper number 1. The other one is camper number 2, and I think Jim Kohler is going right for Coleman and Ashton's camper. And that will end his run. Apparently, he should not have gone for that as his first move. They sought vengeance. You know what, though? Get your scores locked in. We'll let him freestyle on, though. Not for points. This is just for you fans. This is not for any points. This is just for you, the fans. Jim Kohler in Avenger. He is the man of the people, Mr. Excitement. All right. Well, that is it. All right, get those scores locked in. Y'all have those scores. Who is next, though? All right. All right. What do I think? We'll give that a 1. The scores in chat, though: 1.1, 1.0, 1.1, 3.0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and a 0.0 or 0. Yeah. All right, whatever. Your score is a 1.130. 1.130. All right, now next up we have Jamie Garner in Overboard. Why is my game glitching? We're gonna go... Alright, it works better if it's on high, I will say. That is something that I found that is really weird. It gets glitchier if it's on lower settings. And a perfect backflip. Small little moonwalk. Alright, nice little save over there. Good air across the track. Turn the truck around. Alright, doing very well so far. Honestly, I think he's just trying to not destroy his truck. But you know what? He has 0 points, so I'm sure he wants some. Gonna hit the car stack. Crushing camper, too, a little bit. Oh, and he's going over. These campers are claiming drivers left and right. Alright, but about 50 seconds remained on the clock. Get those scores locked in. Gonna have to reset the car stack. Well, not reset it, just get it straight again. Yeah, the campers are biting them. I get the scores locked in, though. We did it, we did it. Alright. What do I think that was? Actually, I just gave him a 650. Alright. It should be a little less glitchy. I turned my graphics to normal. 6.77.0. Your score for Overboard is a 6.675. 6.675. All right. That is gonna be your new score to beat. All right. Now, next up, though, Zach Garner, your current tour leader. If he wins freestyle, then he will win the tour. Coming out with huge air. Last show in Atlanta, he did not do too well. Was the final driver out, and did not perform up to how well I know he would have liked. Ooh, hitting the wall. That will break his rear left tire. So that will leave some room for us to find out who will be your tour winner, because, I mean, sure, he can get a good run with this, but I don't think he can get a winning run with it. A winning run kind of does require a fully functional truck. Saving it, though. Ooh. Saving it, rolling over. Hitting the camper. Oh, that was absolute just insanity. He is not able to turn that well. Hitting the camper a second time. You want fan art? What? Ashton, you spoke too soon. Oh! Can he save it? No, he cannot. All right. On the lid, get those scores locked in for Zach Garner and Wildside. Both campers being reset. So I do think that was more lag than when I had it on normal. Or than when I had it on high. My computer has such good graphics, it gets worse when it's on lower settings. Alright, get those scores locked in though. Stretch 8.7. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Your score for Zach Garner in Wildside is an 8.609. 8.609 for Zach Garner in Wildside. That will put him at the lead. Now, I will say something about this competition is that if you, unlike all the other competitions, if you get second, that benefits you because then you go second to last next show. Now, you only benefit from winning. So, I don't think Zach Garner is going to get any points, or at least from that. But let's see what Michaela can do. Michaela looking for her first point. Almost got it in skills, but her second move bit her. Showing her skills right there. Twisting it around. Doing a very fast spinnerooski. Crushing the camper. Ooh, that might send her over, though. Can she save it? No, she can't. I might have put these campers in very bad spots. But get those scores locked in. That is very annoying, I will say. So if I'm a driver, I'm not getting near these campers. Let me phrase that. If I'm a driver who's trying to win, if I'm like one of the drivers who is like mathematically can't win, I'm going for those campers no matter what. All right. Three 3.4, 4.0, 5.0. You got 3 scores. Oh, whoops. Your score is a 3.967 unless we get any more scores in. 3.967. Ooh. W Riz. Alright, anyways. Next up, we have W Riz on my part, though. Alright, next up, Fernando Martinez. He is trying to win the tour. And if he wins freestyle right now, then he can do it. But he will need to have the run of a lifetime, which will... Ooh, if he's done right here, then he is a save! That is one of the most insane saves of the tour. Alright, Fernando looking for the tour win. Needs to get a score higher than 8.609 for it to even be possible. Huge air. Slap wheelie. All right, going to the side to the step up. Ooh! So was not properly lined up with the step up, it would appear. Just absolutely demolished that front end. I low-key was not focused entirely. I don't know why. And I just, like, looked away for 1 second. And so he hit it. 20 seconds remain, and he is on the side. Not good news for him. Get those scores locked in. Fernando needs to win the tour, or win this competition if he wants to win the tour. Get those scores locked in, and we will find out whether Fernando Martinez just doomed himself or if he could win the tour. This chat is so beautiful. I'm so proud of what I've created. All right, 3 scores in, unless we get a 4th. Your score is an 8.017, 8.017 for Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco. All right, the problem was he was on his lid, and also one of his tires wasn't working because he just stuffed it into the backflip ramp. Wait, let me check the points for Adam Anderson. Adam Anderson can get second on the tour. If Adam wins freestyle, then he will get second on the tour. Ooh! A save! Right out of the bat. And if Adam gets second on the tour, that means Adam will automatically advance to World Finals and not have to go through Hooman's Monster Jam season. So yeah. Stay tuned to find out what happens. Alright. First driver to not get ended by the campers. If anything, it helped him. He got a cool save out of it. Alright. Alright, lining it up with the backflip. Ooh, a nice save. Adam is cooking. Adam is looking for that World Finals bid. I mean, currently I have him on the next tour driving. Well, I'm not gonna say what, but next tour would be interesting to not see him in, because that means he get in the World Finals in Gravedigger. I have him. I'll just say it. I have him in Gravedigger the Legend for next tour. Going for awesome save, Adam Anderson burning it down. Just absolutely demolished that truck. Get the scores locked in. Score to be 8.609. If he gets into the World Finals now, he will be driving Gravedigger at the World Finals. Well, it might be a legend scheme, but yeah. Alright, get the scores locked in, though, for Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Absolutely, hands down, the best run so far. The question isn't will it lead, the question is how much will it lead by. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be back. Hello, everyone. All right. Scores, get them locked in. Do not forget. Whatever. True, but shut up. 8.5 plus 8.0 plus. Zach is leading. I do agree with Samantha. You know what? Y'all scored that very low, at least compared to what I think that was worth. I'll put in only 2 scores from the fans this time, though. We only got an 8 and an 8.5, but my score, I'll just say it, my score was a 9.4. I thought that was a really good run. And because of my score, the score is an 8.825 for Adam Anderson. Adam Anderson getting the win, or not getting the win, getting the lead. All right. Hyper, did you see the run? All right, I don't think Hyper said that he didn't see the run is the problem. I realize that he's trolling now. I did not realize that before. Ashton is not happy with me. But regardless, Zach's probably going to win. Anyways, next up, Brianna Mahan looking for her first win. Nice sky wheelie right there. All right, if you saw... only if you saw all of it, because that was a really action-packed run. You got a lot more than 2 saves. She just, like, pirouette? Oh, she saved it! Rolling across the track. Brianna is here to win her first competition. Oh, breaking the front tire right there. I don't know if y'all could see that on the impact, but she broke it. It's twisting around. All right. Getting a wheelie. Still with part of the camper attached to her. All right. She is just driving around this entire track. Can she get the save? Oh! No, she cannot. With 14 seconds left, get those scores locked in for Brianna Mahan in Whiplash. Who's after? All right, that's who's after. Giving that a 7.5 because she left 14 seconds on the clock is wild. Samantha, are you scoring everything in 8? All right. We have two scores in. I have the next driver loaded in real quick. See if anyone else decides to. All right, no more scores coming in. Your score is at 8.325. That'll put Brianna Mahan in 3rd place. You have given this run an 8 and the last run in 8. I don't remember the past them. But yeah. All right, 8.325. Next up, we have Tony Oak's JCB Digatron. Currently, only has 1 point on the tour, looking for another. I think he was trying to kahuna there. Did not work. You know what? It put him on the lid. Alright, well, we'll let him do what Jim Kohler did. Get your scores locked in for Tony Oaks. Alright, that worked better. But get those scores locked in for Tony Oaks. Tony will be doing a little exhibition freestyle. This is just for you guys to watch, though, not for scoring purposes. Alright. Score beat 8.825. I do not think that definitely just doesn't win. A 0.7. The only score that we have is a 0.7 so far. I don't know if we're gonna get another one, so I'm just gonna. If anyone else scores, your score will be counted. Just know that. All right, your score is a 0.080. 0.080. That is your score for Tony Oaks. Oh no, 0.80, not 0.080. My bad. 0.800. There. All right, who's next? Oh, we have 4 drivers left. A lot of drivers have been breaking this show. All right. Now, this guy is trying to get in second place. If he wins freestyle, he will be moving up to second place and can win the tour. Or no, he can't win the tour. He can just get into a World Finals. All right. Huge air. Save! Bryce has 2 freestyle wins, tied for the most with Jamie Sullivan. Now, a lot of drivers, now the 2 drivers that win, they will not be on Hooman's season. They will automatically get into the World Finals without having to be on a tour to prove themselves. Because, yeah. Huge air, hitting the camper twice. He literally launched it out of its spot and then landed on it. He was destined to kill Coleman and Ashton. Alright, backflip to moonwalk for Bryce Kenny. Bryce looking to get that second place. Oh, the front right tire is broken. Ooh, that's not fun. A lot of drivers have been braking on this track, but Bryce seems to be dealing with it fairly well. Zach also handled his fairly well. I'd also say Brianna handled hers very well. Don't really remember if anyone else broke. Ooh, going over with the save. All right, and his time is up. We're going to give him one final jump, though. That wasn't really a jump, but that was his final move. So we'll get those scores locked in for for Bryce Kenny. Score to beat 8.825. If he takes the lead, he will have a shot at getting into the World Finals. He was at Hooman's Monster World Finals 1. One racing at the first Hooman's Monster World Finals. But yeah, score to beat 8.825. $8.9 from the fans. 8.9, 9.0. We will see if we get a third score, or a fourth, or a fifth, or a sixth, maybe. I'm gonna summon it one day. Alright. Looks like we're not getting any more scores. So your score for the one and only Bryce Kenny is a 9.125. 9.125, that is the score. And that is your new leader. 9.125. Oh, a 9. Wait, 9 from RDN. We'll add that. Alright, 9.133 because of RDN's score now. Now a 9.133. An awesome score that will keep him in the lead. Alright, next up, we are down to our final 3 drivers. Our final 3 drivers. Next up, we have Brandon Tilachka and Living on the Edge. Technically, Zach's in it, baby. Just think about that, Ashton. Alright, trying for a skills move to start off. And will be our, like, infinite driver to fall over. 2 drivers remain. Chris Kohler and Jamie Sullivan are the only 2 left. Oh my lord. A lot of drivers are... They're going for cool moves at first. Again, this will be just for you fans, but... Dang, this is, like, one of the worst freestyle competitions on the tour. And it's the very last show. Are we going to get a backflip into Packers Peak? Alright. We'll get those scores locked in. Quite frankly, a terrible run. .5 and 0.2. We'll see if we get any more scores in. Maybe, just saying, maybe it'll happen. Ooh, I'm gonna summon it. Ooh. Oh, Larkins is back. Hello. 2.0. 2 is a very generous score for that run. You know what? I was practicing on this track, and it was a very good track. That's all I'll say. I was practicing, and everything was going to plan. The problem is, when you add, all of these, campers in, it apparently does not work. Your score is a 0.780, by the way, for, that run. 0.780. Let's put that one in. Alright, next up. The only driver left that can take the lead away if Chris wins freestyle. It will go to a tiebreaker best trick competition. And if that happens, then each of them will be guaranteed to spawn in the World Finals, but they will have to fight in the best trick competition to see who will win the tour. Now, Chris Kohler and Mayhem wants that tour win. I know he wants it just as badly as anyone else. Zach Garner also wants it, though, so this is the run to keep your eyes on. Alright, a nice save right there from Chris Kohler. Ooh, Going over, can he save it? Yes, he can! One of the best saves of the tour, actually. Oh my lord. Going for a very early backflip. Chris Kohler. He needs to be at a 9.133. All right, Chris is cooking so far. This is certainly worth a 9.134 or higher if you can keep this momentum going. Just slamming into the car stack as aggressively as possible. All right, 10 seconds remain. What was that? What even was that? An insane move. That's what that was for sure. And he just broke the rear drive shaft. Give it up for Chris Kohler and Mayhem. Get those scores locked in. Chris was driving like his life depended on it. And I mean, his chances at winning the tour do. Jamie Sullivan is going to have to follow that up. Absolutely a phenomenal run. Upon further consideration, the car stack, will kind of be removed, for the next freestyle. The nodes were, I had to couple a few nodes together to make it work, and yeah. All right. Oh my lord, that might have been 7 scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 scores. That might be an all-time high. Your score is a 9.550. 9.550. The only driver who can stand between the potential win for Chris Kohler is gonna be Jamie Sullivan. Now, the thing is, Jamie Sullivan, she also has a lot of skin in the game. If she wins freestyle, then that means she will get a bid into World Finals. She wants that bid into World Finals just as badly as anyone else, if not more. Lining up for a backflip, going to start off her run. First driver to do an 8-pack. Coleman and Ashton with a great view of it. Score to beat 9.550. She has to try and dethrone Chris Kohler, who had an amazing run. Ooh! Bicycle save. Having to go from side to side. Alright. Had a great freestyle at the World Finals. And a nice save right there. Alright. A minute left. She has a minute left to convince you fans that she deserves the lead. and to take it away from Chris Kohler. Not going to be an easy feat, but... Ooh! An awesome save. I mean, she could do it. She is tied for the most freestyle wins on the tour. And she's over! Never mind! Alright. Moonwalk. Jamie Sullivan. It'll be a close score on who is your winner. And she's over. All right. Get the scores locked in for Jamie Sullivan. We might be seeing a best trick competition. I can smell it happening. All right. Get the scores locked in for Jamie Sullivan. $9.4 is the first score coming in from the fans. A 90? Oh. A 9.0 from RDN. A 9.5 from Samantha. An 8.9 from Aiden. An 8.6 from Scooterman. A 9.5 from Hyper. I'm gonna... And a 9.9 from Ashton. Wait. 9.5 from Hyper, so yeah, 9.9. Alright, everyone. This is a really close score. Your score to beat Chris Kohler with a 9.550. Your score for Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash is a 9.379. A 9.379. That means that we will be going to a tiebreaker. 9.379. That will put her really close in second place. All right. But Chris Kohler and Zach. Chris Kohler gets the 2 points. Final win on the series goes to him. Congrats. But now we will have your tiebreaker best trick competition. We will be randomly deciding who goes out first. I have Wheel of Names pulled up. Chris Kohler, Zach Garner. All right. And the driver going out first in the best trick competition will be Chris Kohler. All right. Mayhem will be going out first. All right, everyone. How this will work. Each driver will get one attempt to do whatever best trick that they want. It can be a two-wheel maneuver. It can be some really weird thing that you've never seen before. That's all the rules. All that needs to happen is y'all get your scores locked in. Chris Kohler and Mayhem observing the track. Driving around. He just won freestyle, so he definitely knows this track well. All right. Now, if both drivers fail their move, we will rerun it. But if not, then yeah. All right, bye. All right, Chris. with a very cool bicycle into save for his move. Congratulations, a bicycle into save. Very cool move. Now it's up to Zach Garner. We will see what Zach has in store. All right, get your scores locked in. Now, I will not be scoring this. Y'all, the fans, will be the only ones scoring this, for the record. All right. 7.6 from Ashton. 7.9 from RDN. 7.2 from Aiden. 7.9 from Scooterman. 8.0 from Larkins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 scores. Unless someone did not get their score in, we're going to be dropping your score for Chris Kohler. Again, my input was not done. This is solely going to be judged by you fans. 7.720. Now not Chris Kohler. Zach Garner in Wildside will be going up next. He is lined up with the side of this ramp. I will say this is going to be an interesting track for best trick. Lining it up. Zach has been leading this tour the most of its running. All right. An interesting approach. Going sideways. All right, getting a moonwalk. Oh, he set it down earlier than I think he wanted to. All right. Walked it pretty far. Just didn't gas it enough in reverse. Get those scores locked in. It'll be very close. Score to beat as a reminder. 7.720. 7.720. I kindly ask you all to not be biased as well. 7.8 from Larkins. 5.5 from RDN. 6.7 from Aiden. 8.4 from Ashton. 6.9 from Scooterman. Only 2 people scored it better than the score of Chris Kohler. So, your score for Zach Garner is a 7.060, which means your winner is Chris Kohler. Chris wins the entire tour. Chris Kohler is your official Hooman's Path of Destruction Tour winner. Congratulations. And you know what? We are going to be setting up the encore now. Now, the encore was always going to be dependent on who won the tour. So we are setting it up right now. All right, everyone, we're gonna let's do mini interviews in chat. Starting us off, Ashton, I know you're a big Zach supporter, but how do you feel about Chris getting the win? And then, actually, you know what? Everyone in chat, tell me what you think about Zach getting the win. I want to hear from all of y'all. All right. Setting up the encore still. All right. Wow, 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 wow. All right. Coleman, you missed Chris Kohler winning freestyle, and then by less than a point winning the best trick competition to get him the win. All right, everyone. Now we are going to move on to our encore, which is going to be a Team Scream celebration. All right. Kevin Crocker coming out here first. Kevin Crocker driving Megalodon. Next up, we have Joe Foley in Axe. All right, let's see what Joe can do now. Jumping over Megalodon. And then lining up right behind him. Now, next up, Jim Kohler in Avenger. Driving the regular Avenger scheme. They quickly swap that out. All right. Wait. He turned a little bit too much. I wasn't ready. Waiting for that. All right. And now give it up for your 2026 Hooman's Path of Destruction Tour winner, Chris Kohler in Mayhem. He just barely got it. Awesome job for Chris. Huge congratulations. Only 3 drivers won freestyle on this tour, and they each won it twice. All right, now we have our final truck jump, this time over all 3 of them. Megalodon, Avenger, and Axe. He crashes into Avenger, but who cares? All right. I'm actually going to change who's doing which backflip, just mid. Had Chris lined up for this, but who cares? We'll change it. All right. Team Scream encore. And then he'll do the secret fourth backflip ramp. All right. Now let's get these backflips started. I don't know about you guys. All right, Kevin Crocker going to be attempting the first one. And into a wheelie. All right, now Joe Foley and Axe. Ooh! Giving it a little bit too little and under-rotating it. Ooh, an 8-pack from Mr. Excitement. And now, finally, Chris Kohler. Ooh. You know what? Let's let him retry that. Because he's your tour winner. We'll let him retry that. And there he goes. Oh! Getting it into a save. All right. Now, who is ready for some freestyles? Kevin Crocker. Going to be the first one of our Team Scream drivers getting out for a freestyle. Ooh, huge air. All right. Now we're going to move on to freestyle Foley. All right. Awesome two-wheel skills right there. And retrying his backflip successfully this time. Gonna pirouette around. All right. Now, Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler, it's his turn to come out. And we are going to be attempting something that I have tried multiple times, and we're going to see if it will work right here. All right, you guys are about to see. I have been practicing this for so long. Y'all have no clue. All right. Oh, bye, Ashton. I just now noticed. All right. But we are... Let's test out. Will this backflip work? It does! I've tried that so many times in practice. Y'all have no clue how happy I am about that. And going for it a second time, it doesn't really work, but who cares? It's Jim Kohler. Oh! Just absolutely demolished the front drive shaft. And now, finally, your tour winner. Pirouetting into a save. Yeah, no, maybe barely. All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. That is all for this tour. Next weekend, on Tuesday at the same time, I will be having an 8-truck show. It'll be an arena. It'll be basically a no-point show of this tour. You'll be seeing 8 of the 12 drivers. But thank you all so much for enjoying this show. Hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. I'll probably do a show after that again the next weekend. Likely, we're gonna start the tour the first full week of August. That's when the full season's gonna start again, likely. But next show will be 8 trucks. I'll post the lineup whenever I get to it. It'll be an arena. I'll post what arena it's gonna be as well. Hope y'all enjoyed this chat as much as I did. And I hope y'all are excited for next Hooman's Monster Jam Tour season. Goodbye.